Before we dive in, it's crucial to understand the vulnerability that makes an Android device susceptible to hacking via a link. In essence, the vulnerability lies in the way Android processes information received from a seemingly harmless link. This flaw, often a result of overlooked security measures or programming errors, allows a hacker to sneak in malicious code alongside regular data. Imagine a door that's supposed to let in only friends but ends up letting in a few strangers because it can't properly distinguish between them. That's essentially what's happening here. The Android device, thinking it's receiving harmless data, unwittingly opens itself up to harmful code. This malicious code, once inside, can then start to manipulate the device's operations. It might steal data, damage systems, or even take full control of the device. All it takes is a single click on a well-crafted link and voila, the device is compromised. Understanding the vulnerability is the first step towards both exploiting and defending against it. Now that we understand the vulnerability, let's look at the tools and techniques hackers commonly use. In the world of cybersecurity, there's an array of tools at a hacker's disposal. For creating malicious links, hackers often use phishing kit software. This software allows them to create counterfeit websites that mirror the look and feel of legitimate ones. Then, there's the technique of URL obfuscation, used to hide the true destination of the link. This can be done through various methods such as URL shortening or embedding the malicious link within a harmless-looking one. For distribution, hackers employ techniques like spear phishing, where they target specific individuals or organizations, often using personalized messages to increase the chances of the link being clicked. In some cases, hackers might even use social media platforms to spread the malicious link, capitalizing on the trust that people place in their online networks. Understanding these tools and techniques is essential for both hackers and cybersecurity professionals. We've covered the vulnerability and the tools. Now how can one craft a malicious link? Let's take a high-level look at the process. Crafting a malicious link involves a few critical steps. First, the hacker needs to create a web page or payload that contains the malicious code. This is often done using a programming language like JavaScript or Python. Once the code is ready, it's time to disguise it. The goal is to make the link seem as harmless and legitimate as possible. This could be done by using a URL shortener or by embedding the link in an enticing call to action within an email or message. Remember, this is where social engineering plays a significant role. The more convincing the disguise, the more likely the target is to click the link. But always bear in mind, these actions are both illegal and unethical. Crafting the malicious link is a critical part of the hacking process. The next step is to send the crafted malicious link to the target device. Now, this isn't as straightforward as it sounds. The key is to disguise your intent and make the link appear as harmless as possible. Various methods can be used, such as embedding the link in a text message, an email, or even a social media post. However, the challenge doesn't end with just sending the link. The recipient must be persuaded to click on it. This is where social engineering comes into play. A hacker might pose as a trusted entity, maybe a bank or a popular online service, to make the link seem legitimate. They might create a sense of urgency, like a security alert or an attractive offer, to prompt immediate action. Remember, the art of deception is a significant part of this process. Successful delivery and clicking of the link sets the stage for exploitation. Once the link is clicked, the exploitation process begins. The malicious link activates a payload, a piece of code designed to perform specific actions without the user's knowledge. This payload targets and exploits vulnerabilities present in the operating system of the Android device. The payload is often disguised as a harmless application or file, tricking the device into executing it. Once executed, it initiates a series of actions that compromise the device. These actions may include installing a backdoor, a hidden access point, allowing the attacker remote control over the device. The payload can also silently modify system settings, disable security features, or even install additional malicious software. The device, now compromised, operates under the control of the attacker, unbeknownst to the user. This stage marks the successful execution of the exploit. The device is now a puppet in the hands of the puppeteer, who can manipulate it to serve their ends. With the device compromised, the hacker gains access and control. They can now command the device remotely, accessing sensitive data and even altering device settings. This control can extend to accessing text messages, emails, photos, and even location data. For the device owner, this is a nightmare scenario. Personal and confidential information is now in the hands of an unauthorized individual. This level of access and control poses serious threats to the device owner's privacy and security. So how can Android users protect themselves from such attacks? First and foremost, always install updates promptly, as these often patch known security vulnerabilities. Also, avoid clicking on suspicious links, especially from unknown senders. Only download apps from trusted sources like the Google Play Store. Regularly backup data and consider using a reliable security app. And remember, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. By adopting these security measures, users can significantly reduce their vulnerability to such attacks.